My name is Outsider2522 and welcome to another Idleon video. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most important grinds you will do in this game, both early game, late game, every game you're going to need to do it. Let's talk about statues. I've got to apologise first of all. I know I'm a bit late to my content this week. I've been sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. My whole house has been ill, the kids have been ill, the wife's been ill, I've been ill. It's not been great. But I'm trying to put something out there for you today. So if you find this useful or informative in any way, shape or form, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. I need you guys. Like 90% of you who watch me are not subscribed and I feel like we can do better than that. So let's start at the very beginning. What are statues? Statues are an item that you will drop. Drops from crystal enemies. You will need a ton of these. You also get them while skilling. Okay, where does it begin? So you're a new player, you've just started, and there's a chunk of concrete appears on the very first world map that you're in. Okay, this chunk of concrete will give you a quest to buy a chisel. The chisel is in the very first shop, so you can actually get this really early game. By doing this, it will unlock the normal statue. Be warned when upgrading this that I'm not entirely sure how it works. If you split your levels across different characters, when you upgrade it to gold, do they all carry over or not? So the way I did it was that I put all of my statues into one character to sort of future-proof it just in case. You're then going to basically clear through World 1, and once you get to World 2, there is a golden sculpting kit. You're going to buy that, and that's going to upgrade your statue into its gold form, which means that all the bonuses in the statue menu are now team-wide. So they cover your whole family, and they become a lot better. So I recommend doing this upgrade really quick and early. Okay, so I've spoken about crystal mobs. What are they? In essence, you might have seen them very early. You'll be fighting something and randomly a green carrot will appear on the screen with spikes on it. Okay, that's crystal carrot. And what these mobs do is they basically take the mob that's on screen, they multiply its health, they multiply its XP, and killing them helps you to level up very quickly. There is a caveat to these units. They will only spawn in while active playing, so you need to be actively killing stuff for them to spawn in. Now, one of the things that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to increase your chances of spawning these in. The two best ways to do it early game, I say early game, not really that early, but two of the ways that are really efficient to do it is by unlocking the poop card from World 1. You get it in the sewers. Upgrade this as much as you can. It just increases your crystal mob spawn chance. And the second one is the genie card from World 4. Okay? Again, upgrade it. By upgrading both of these, you go up to like 125% crystal spawn chance, which is a huge buff. On top of that, there is a star talent that will also increase your crystal mob spawn. So it max out at level 100. You complete one of the stamp quests to unlock it, and you will be able to level that up and increase your chances again. And there is a stamp that you can get that also increases your crystal spawn chance. So you've got many different ways to increase your spawn chance. And again, the reason you want to do it is because they drop statues and they drop XP, and you're going to need a lot of both. Okay, so I guess that leads on to the next question then of who is best to farm crystal statues with. Now, early game, you're probably going to want to do it with a journeyman and a maestro. And the reason is they've got a skill that will also help to increase crystal mob chance. They're built for it. They are built for it early game. Okay? But once you reach World 4 and you unlock the elite classes, you're going to swap to a divine knight. Okay? So that's going down the warrior, squire, divine knight tree. And the reason is divine knights kill things super quick as long as the maps are flat. So the less levels in the map, the quicker they'll kill things, and they have an immediate refresh. So you don't have to wait on timers, you don't have to wait on kills. As soon as the map is clear, which they'll clear pretty much instantly, they'll be able to respawn in again. Okay, it's a great thing, and also you can just AFK it. So you would be able to use this bubonic conjurer. However, the bubonic conjurer, if you kill things too quickly, its revive goes a bit wonky when you auto in, doesn't always fire off, so sometimes you have to manually intervene. So it's just more comfortable doing it on Divine Knight. On top of that, the Divine Knight has an orb which increases drop chance. So the more enemies you kill while the orb is out, the higher the drop chance, which will increase your statue drops. It's a class that's made for it, but you need to reach World 4, so it's quite towards the mid to late game. Alright, early game you're probably going to be using that Journeyman and Maestro class. Okay, so what maps are you going to aim for? So on World 1, you're going to probably aim for 2 maps. Alright, depending on what you want. So the first map is Board Beans. Alright, it's got like 2 layers on it, so it's nice and easy. You don't have to move around much. The drops will come really, really quick in there. The second one's Giga Frogs. Now, I don't get as many statues in Giga Frogs, but there is the added bonus of you can get the pop drop rate obols. Alright, you're going to need a lot of those. It can get expensive, so sometimes doing the 2 grinds in one kills a bit of time, slightly more efficient. Next, you move on to World 2. Okay, now in my opinion, there is only one winner in World 2, it is Sandcastles. Again, it's a very, very flat map, 2 layers, it's really, really easy to clear everything out of it. The spawns happen all the time. Alright, a little thing to mention is depending on what world you're farming, you will get different statues. You know, the crystal, but they're all in game once you get cards. When you're farming these, you're going to get so many cards that you don't even need to worry about crystals. You'll know exactly what they drop. Then we move on to the third world. Now, my one of choice is Dedicated Rams. 1 level map, nice and easy. The only caveat is it's quite a long map to get into when you're clearing World 3, because it's kind of the last one you're going to get to. You're probably going to clear the rest of the map and then come back to this one because the kill count on it's pretty high and their stats are relatively high for a World 3 mob. After that we move on to World 4. World 4 is Clammies. Alright, Clammies are perfect. Again, they technically have 2 layers on it, but the second layer is almost like a half step. So what ends up happening is your shockwaves from your knight will cover both floors and you'll clear all the enemies super quick. Clammies are really, really important because they're is it called the peeler shell? They're rare drop. You're going to need a lot of those to upgrade your bags and things like that. All right, so you're probably going to farm these a lot anyway. And then you go on to World 5. There is only one winner on World 5, and it is the Citrins. All right, the Citringes are massive XP. They all are in one line. If you go on Reddit, you'll see people who have got like 1,800 kills on their orb with it and stuff. They're just made for the killing. All right, you'll churn out the most statues there, and the statues in World 5 give huge buffs because they give total damage. All right, definitely a good place to farm if you can kill them one shot. That's something that's quite important to mention actually, is when you're farming crystal mobs, you want to be killing them in like 1 or 2 shots. The reason is if you leave them out on the map for too long, their health will drop, which means that the amount of money you get from them drops and XP drops and all sorts. Alright, so you really want to kill them as quick as possible. Also, it's more efficient. Alright, now, I've spoken about ways to increase the drop rates using skills, using cards. Let's look at some other ways that we can do it. So, one of the most important things that you can get on it is the chocolate chip. Alright, it's a part of World 4 Lab. What this is going to do is every time you kill a crystal mob, there is a 75% chance that another crystal mob will spawn immediately. This is insane if you can get it. Now the reason I say if you can get it, there's 2 ways to get it. One, you might be waiting a very long time depending on rotations. That's hella annoying. I'm with you on that. I wish it was removed from the game and we could just choose what we buy. The second one is that you gamble with your gems. Alright? I don't know whether I want to condone that because you've got like a 1 in 22 chance. From my experience, you are way more likely to get the crappier chips over the good chips. I got a lot of defense and accuracy ones before I ever saw a chocolate chip, but the option's there if you want to take it. Now, we're talking about some more advanced techniques as to how to do it, and we're in the chip territory. There's also, is it called the Motherload chip? The one that increases the bottom right, no, that's for Motherlode is for your stars. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it on the screen. There's a chip that will increase the card value in the bottom right hand corner. What you can do with this is you can put the genie card in there and it will double its value. So now you've got even more chance of crystals spawning. Okay, so the chip I was thinking of was the Omega motherboard. That will do the bottom right hand slot. There's another chip in the game called the Omega Nano chip that will do your top left slot. So if you put your poop card in that, you're going to double that one's value again, which is going to give you a huge buff to your crystal rates. Okay, now in terms of it, that is all you're going to be able to do to increase your crystal spawn rate, which is very important. What else should you put on there? The same as always, you're going to put drop rate. All right, you want drop rate, you want more drops, because more drops mean more trophies. It's just better all around, okay? So you're going to try and aim for that drop rate. However you want to do it, you're going to use all of the stuff available to you. You're going to use star signs, you're going to use other cards, you're going to use stamps, alchemy bubbles, everything that is at your disposal, throw into drop rate so you can increase those trophies, those statues. All right, now that's kind of all I've got for you today. So if you found this information useful, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. Until next time, take care. You've been amazing.